Welcome to the Spin Cycle Show, live on Slack City Radio.
Nice, welcome, man.
Welcome, bro.
What's the relationship with your mum like?
It's good. It wasn't always good, but it's better now, I'd say.
Yeah.
Good thing about
Straight
it.
in there with the question.
How's your mum?
Literally.
Hey guys, Monday night, you know what time it is. It's your boy DJ Baddie, and today we're having a group chat. We've got Eclipse in the house, we've got Richard in the house, we've got Swayley in the house. Guys, did you
What's
just...
happening?
Yeah, guys,
You're
can you
right.
just introduce
How you
yourselves?
Yeah, so my name's Eclipse, drum and bass DJ out of Brighton. And my main kind of sound, drum and bass, is neurofunk, got that gritty, dirty underground sound to it. So yeah, that's a little brief intro, mate.
Yeah, brief intro. And who's next? We've got Swayley.
I'm Swayley. I'm a multi-genre DJ out of Brighton. I also produce as well, but everything I produce I'm not happy with. Mainly multi-genre, but anything that sounds chill, I mix. So that's me.
How you doing? Yeah, I'm Rick. Go by the artist name of Richard Q. I am a DJ, sometimes DJ around Brighton, etc. Play on Decadence Radio. But my main focus these days is I do a podcast all about electronic music. Interview DJs, artists, producers, promoters, mainly
amazing.
in the melodic house, on the melodic house scene, what I would call the Berlin melodic house scene, which is championed by like artists like the likes of Dixon, Trick and that. Yeah, and I try and kind of the whole kind of premise was to put producers, DJs who I think deserve more kind of exposure than they're currently getting.
Yes.
You know, a lot of these guys are making amazing music, doing amazing things, but, you know, they're still properly grafting. Most of them have got 9-to-5 jobs, you know, and they're kind of trying to juggle it all. And that was the whole idea now. And I've just released 7th episode last week,
Nice.
which is actually going back to Brighton. It's not all Brighton based. I've been interviewing people around the continent. But my last episode was with Monica, a duo from Brighton, who
Okay.
have been on the scene here for about 7 or 8 years. Yeah, and
Oh,
that
wow.
just dropped on Friday.
Nice, man. So, guys, go check that out. Oh, you mind just passing the microphone so the next contestant...
Contestant.
Hello, I am the 4th contestant, I believe. I go by the name of Zebberz, aka James, by the government, but I shouldn't tell you that. Proceeding. I basically am a drum and bass DJ, drum and bass MC, well, multi-genre MC, but mainly just mix drum and bass, but that's on the down low, really. Not a lot of people know I mix, I mainly MC, but basically what I want to do with my sort of thing is just basically have fun with it and just, get other people inspired and then keep the movement going, because I love the scene. Drum and bass is literally my life and I love, and I just want to, carry on getting the scene pumping, basically. That's literally what I want to do. But I think that's it.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much. So we've got an event coming up on the 10th of March down at Volks. Headlining there would be Eclipse. It's going to be a Mother's Day special. So then I was thinking, what could today's show could be about and what could we talking about?
Me.
And I basically, you came from somewhere, and that day that you're going to be playing on is Mother's Day. So I just wanted to be like a kind of like a celebration for mothers, and just to say,
I'm bringing my mum out.
yes,
I'm bringing Mumsy out.
bring your mum down to the
Biggest fan.
show.
Yeah.
Bring your mum down to the show.
I brought her,
If she's
I brought her out to your show I was playing on last year at Pride.
Does
I
she
was just
like your
actually
music?
thinking about that.
Does she like your music? Or is she just coming to show her face?
She likes liquid, so like I play as I said, you'll hear later on, the more like underground neurofunk. So it's really heavily influenced by like heavy metal. So that kind of like drop beat kind of tuning kind of sound. She was dancing away. She said to me afterwards, gave her a bit of a headache after, but she enjoyed it to support me, which means more than anything.
Absolutely,
In the
nice.
grand scheme of things.
What kind of music does your mum's like or listen to?
She loves like euphoric trance music.
Yeah.
Like loves euphoric trance. For a 50th birthday, I gave it a really abysmal go at DJing trance. It is actually it's quite difficult.
It's really
Oh, what?
hard.
She had a go at
No,
DJing.
I had a go.
Oh, no way.
And made an absolute meal of it. But we got our friend Nick the General James. He plays on Code South quite a lot.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
Do you know Nick?
I used to I used to DJ on concert myself.
Yeah, Nick's a good guy. Really good trance DJ.
That's amazing.
And luckily he showed up last minute to save the day.
Yeah. Swayley, what's your relationship with your mum like? And do you know if she likes music and what kind of music?
My mum got me into electronic music.
No way.
Yeah, she came from London when garage was popping off, and she had me just after she left London. So all I grew up with was UK garage out of the car,
That's
just
amazing, man.
in the car seat, just listening to UK garage, just like, what's this? And then mum's just like, never gonna let you go.
What's her favourite
my
tune?
mum.
She likes all the deep cuts, so I can't even say, because she was there for the scene. So if you were to play like Flowers, she'd be like, oh, this is shit, let me put something else on. And then she'll put on like a garage song you've never heard of, like the deepest dive ever.
And yourself,
That's
Rick?
you getting an education as well.
Honestly, don't know if my mum even listens to music. My mum's like about 72 now.
Yeah, bless her,
But
man.
even like back in the day, all I recall my mum liking was Cliff Richard. All right, my dad has got a little bit better taste. He got me into bands like kind of the Beatles, some other the Wings, but yeah, still his kind of musical knowledge and breadth is quite limited. Certainly, they did not get me into electronic music. Yeah, I don't think they particularly like it. But talking about other mums, my wife is the mother of my two kids, so I'm just going to say, and she absolutely hates electronic music. I mean, to be honest, I'm not quite sure how I got with her. I've been married to her about 16 years now.
Oh,
she
congratulations,
absolutely hates it. She doesn't get it. She thinks I'm like 47 now. I still go out clubbing and stuff to London quite often. She thinks I'm going through a huge midlife crisis.
That is hilarious.
And she just doesn't get it. I'm always in the spare room DJing, DJ, etc., etc. Do this podcast. She just doesn't get it, you know.
What music-
Absolutely no support for my wife whatsoever.
What music does she listen to?
She's very incredibly narrow-minded. She listens to Queen over and over again, and I cannot stand Queen. And we've got all this Freddie Mercury weird like memorabilia around the house and stuff. Yeah, she's such a one-track mind. Very,
Bless, man.
I love her though.
Mate, yeah, man, we definitely love our mums, man. So for me, I love my mum. My mum listens to like some African music or like, what kind? So it's basically mainly just African music, to be fair, or whatever's on the radio that they constantly play. Even if you don't like it, you actually know the words and you like start singing to the songs and stuff like that.
Drilled into you.
Yeah, man, literally. But I am trying to get a better relationship with my mum. So, and on this day, that's why I was like, you know what, let's just talk about mums just to show our appreciation and things like that. Whether they're here or not, they'll just always be in our heart. And there are times when people leave it till last minute to say whatever they want to get off their chest. It's just a little message just to be like, don't wait for that time. Don't wait, because you would regret it. And it's not as big as you think or a bigger deal. Just get it off your chest. Whether it's good or bad, at least you got it off your chest and you're not waiting for that last time or regretting it. Yeah, I just want to say Zebberz as well. What's your relationship with your mum like?
At the moment, a bit up and down. Can't lie. You know how family is. It's just always
It's life and
difficult.
family.
Family is literally like the hardest thing. And no matter what anyone says, I'm like, you know, like everyone knows, everyone's going through the same stuff with family. Like,
yeah, man.
It's never simple. You know what I mean? Family is so difficult.
So
and
complicated.
So complicated. Yeah, so
Sure.
complicated. Always trying to like better my relationship with my mum. At the moment, obviously, we argued yesterday, but that is standard for me and my mum. Do you know what I mean? We do, because we clash. We're so alike in so many ways as well. But I love my mum. I absolutely love her to bits.
Mate, yeah,
hold
I
tight,
can
mumsy.
imagine,
You know, hold tight, mumsies around the world. Yeah, you got to love the mums.
Yeah, guys, what's it like with being a DJ and being in relationship? Are you guys currently in a relationship or are you single?
Single.
Yeah, so like I said, I think I've been married for not actually maybe 15 years, almost 15 years, I think, not 16. Yeah.
And yourself, Zebberz?
I love my girlfriend. She's the love of my life. And yeah, just basically,
How
I
have
love
you
her.
managed it?
I can't say anything bad about her. She's gonna kill me if I do. I have to say I love her. I do love her though. You know what I mean? I love you. I love you.
You're digging now. You're just digging.
Say 15, 16 years. What? So is she in this kind of industry? Does she hate this kind of
so
industry?
yeah, she doesn't get it at all. She doesn't understand repetitive beats. I think that back when we were courting, you know, and that was back in London 18 years ago, she did come out a few times maybe to try and impress me. Yeah, she came to a few kind of house, like club night, but yeah, she never really got into it. To be fair to her, I mean, I wouldn't say she's supportive as in like, because she doesn't really get it and that she's never understood it. She was never a kind of a raver back in the day, which I was, you know, so she just doesn't get the kind of why I'm into it. I mean, yeah, she's generally quite happy about me going out and DJing. I mean, weirdly, for many, many years, I wasn't doing really much because I had younger children. They're growing up a bit. And then, like many people, COVID kind of gave me the motivation to get back out there and get back into it. Started DJing on some of these online things like lots of people did. And then the next thing I wanted more, I was hungry for it. And then I tried to start getting gigs in Brighton. I started meeting people. And she kind of was more supportive at the beginning, but I think she hoped that I'd make lots of money. And that's not really happened. So now she's starting to question it. And like, you're going out all the time, doing all this DJing, but where's the money? So, yeah, she's, you know, starting to question it and starting to, yeah. But, I mean, overall, I mean, she knows it's something I'm really passionate about. She likes to moan about it, but I think deep down is fine, you know.
It's not all about the money, though. It's not all about the money. And that's the thing, and they can see that obviously you're enjoying it, which is obviously another
absolutely
as well. And as long as they see you enjoying yourself, I'm sure that they love you as well, even more.
Yeah, it's
and that's the thing. Stay true to what you want to do, and you know, pursue your passions and your dreams and your goals.
It's just that feeling you get when you like. For me, as a drum and bass DJ, when I like throw out a double and I see the crowd go wild, it's just like that's payment enough for me because I've made that double happen, and they're dancing to like what I've created.
Yeah, the screams are all of it, like everything. Like,
sure.
Yeah, I love the screams.
I've tuned into this before. I think you've had a friend of mine on Yesh, or he's been on before. Maybe he wasn't with you, but from Lucas Phenomena, the night, that's quite a successful club night in Brighton. So it advertised that you were looking for people to come down and chat. So I thought I'd come down and maybe just talk about the podcast, etc.
I just love coming down for the open decks, to be honest. I just love meeting other DJs and just getting other people's different perspective on electronic music. Yeah. Because, you know, if you were to just pigeonhole yourself into doing one thing all the time and not getting like feedback from others or anything like that, or just meeting other people and getting different perspectives on how they view electronic music and stuff, then you'll just sound boring, I think. So it's good to come down and just, well, meet other DJs and MCs as well.
Share ideas and obviously networking such a big thing in drum and bass, not only just drum and bass, but all sorts of music and different
1000%
different arts as well, and you know, meeting different people. Just great, like you got to go out and meet people. Benji, what are you playing tunes for?
My phone's bugging.
Sorry about it, guys.
I thought it was a ringtone, not gonna lie. But yeah, drum and bass is just that thing for me. Like I couldn't live without it, and just making music in general as well. Like I don't produce, but with writing, I'm literally always writing every day. Writing is literally my everything. Like if I don't write, I feel like I'm not doing what I need to do. It's like,
and there's so many different reasons why, especially drum and bass. There's so many different reasons why people love drum and bass because it's so varied as a genre, I feel.
Oh, it's just such a upbeat thing. I don't think there's any drum and bass that's downbeat. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying right now, but you know,
it's
I think
because it's 174 beats per
minute. That is why. Yeah.
So upbeat.
So, why do you love the genre that you love?
It just gives me a feeling that no other like music genre other than like heavy metal was given me before. And
what? So is it like drum and bass, or is it liquid, or is it
neuro?
What kind of subgenres, or just as a whole?
As a whole, apart from like all this new jump up that's coming out, I can't stand it. Like, cannot stand it. And like anyone that knows me knows my opinions on it.
Yeah.
It just
very strong.
It's very strong. It just sounds like chickens on steroids to me. Like it's just a high pitch. It's just it pierces. It's just horrible.
The worst of it is Belgium.
But I do like I'd like old British jump up. Like I do like what's it? Super Sharp Shooter. I was playing earlier at home.
I remember that
DJ
back in the day.
And DJ Zinc and Hype. It's Cheetah. Like that's a banger original sin. I was listening to some Taxman earlier and Hooks, and like I do love jump up. But I used to go to all the Breaking Science raves, and like one of the best moments, my first ever sober rave was a Breaking Science rave, and it was the best rave I still say to this day I've been to. I witnessed Blackley do a 6-deck like special and like simultaneously mixing 6 decks, and I was in awe. I was actually chatting to Blackley earlier about it, and I was just like drinking my water, and people coming up to me like going, "What are you on? Are you on? Like, can I have some?" And I was like, I'm just on a massive dose of Blackley right now. It's just a great feeling, and but that's a jump up I love. I used to listen to his Create D&B radio station and his podcast and all that, and I'm actually trying to get him down to Brighton by like coercing
Yeah,
certain
man, why not?
promoters.
Mate, why not, man?
He's down for it. Like he is down for it. Like the RC1 sound system in the Volks absolutely pumps.
Yeah, it does smash it.
And yeah, his 6-deck special on that would be breathtaking.
I've just always been a huge fan of music, really, and it's always had a kind of profound effect on me. It's been the main kind of, I don't know,
What genre
influence. So, I mean, I'm into lots of genres, but what genre I predominantly play these days on my show, and usually when I play, as I said, it's quite hard to describe. We've had many conversations about this on my podcast and that. If you looked up a lot of the artists that I kind of play on, say, Beatport and stuff, usually it comes under melodic house. But, you know, melodic house is a very broad genre, and there's lots of melodic house that I don't like. So I kind of always say kind of Berlin melodic house, mainly because like the leading labels of that genre or subgenre are from Berlin, like Innovisions, the big, like the heavyweight DJs of that scene. I don't know if you're familiar with Dixon and two guys who come under the name Arm, who actually are the owners of this Innovisions labels. They're the ones who are playing all around the world, like, you know, on the kind of scale almost of people like Sasha. And they're from Berlin as well. So, you know, they're the big influence of the scene. What's it like? I mean, it's kind of, I think it's got soul, melodic techno. So, you know, there's a key in the word melodic. Lots of melody, lots of very interesting sounds. But again, it's, you know, it ranges some quite industrial, quite sounds, vocals. It's all over the place. It's really, really hard to explain to someone who doesn't know the scene.
It's interesting how when you go to different places in the world, they'll have a genre that's the same name, but it sounds so vastly different. I just think that's really interesting how like that comes about. How it's the same name, it's a genre, you identify as the same genre, but it just sounds different because of where it's being made. Like,
can you give us an example?
Well, you said melodic house, Berlin melodic house.
Yeah.
I guess that's an example. You know, I guess melodic house in America might sound different from melodic house in Berlin.
It's like what we were just talking about. Like you got like British jump up, like Taxman and all that, and then you got Belgian jump up, which I don't know any artists.
I haven't even heard Belgian jump up. Like, what does that sound like?
Chickens on steroids.
Sounds awful.
It really is. I mean, Zebberz plays a lot of it.
I love my jump up. I absolutely love jump up, but I do also love Neuro, which obviously Benji plays non-stop, and I absolutely love him for that. Do you know what I mean? And that's the good thing about genres of music. They bring people together, and just music in general. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%, man.
But yeah, like you were saying about the genres, there's different styles of the genres, and obviously I think with jump up, people can either like it or not like it, and that's the same with any genre. But everyone has their own opinion, and like they put it to a different thing. Do you know what I mean? So they say, oh yeah, rollers, they sound like this, but then someone else would think rollers sound like something else. Like you think jump up sounds like chickens on steroids, but I think jump up sounds wicked. But I don't think I can kind of agree. I see where you're coming from, but at the same time, I think it sounds beautiful because I like that. And it's just like with the Neuro, sometimes I could think, oh, that's too much. But you can probably think, wow, this is insane.
Yeah,
like,
everyone's entitled to their own opinions.
Well, that's the thing as well. Like,
that's the one thing no one can take away from us.
And that is the main thing with it. Like, you could just make anything. And
100%.
As long as you like it, that's the main thing. No one can tell you otherwise. If you like it, that's the best thing.
I mean, like you kind of hit the nail on the head. Music, you know, regardless of what music is, it is incredibly subjective, and it comes down to personal preference, doesn't it? Often, it's quite interesting because some quite leading artists in the genre that I like. I saw something they put on Threads the other day, and they were saying, "What do you think are music?" Because we can't really kind of
put a base on it,
categorize it or pigeonhole it ourselves, and they're like, what would you call it? So even like people making that kind of music, I'm not quite sure what genre they come under.
It's just vibes.
At the end of the day, that is it, isn't it? It is vibes, and sometimes we do try and like label things too much, don't we?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely, man. We over-label things or we overcomplicate things, and we start like worrying about things which we don't actually need to. More like we focus on more than. So, for example, like something weird. I was literally just talking to one of my friends. They're telling me that their friends were getting married, and then I was like, in today's age, it feels like, or it's perceived like from my side, people focus more on the wedding than the actual marriage. When it comes to the marriage, they haven't got any energy for the marriage because it's like basically spunked it all on the wedding. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Kind of thing. So it's that kind of feel. I might be wrong. There are people that are obviously have like just great weddings and blah, blah, blah. And do you know what I mean? Like great marriages and everything like that. But yeah, that was just my opinion. So guys, we're going to be having an open deck session a bit later on today from about 8 o'clock. This is your boy DJ Baddie, Spin Cycle. This is like the first time we're having like a group little session. I've always wanted to do a podcast, and Benji, that time when we recorded one last year, I actually found the audio for it, and I'm actually going to work on it to actually put it out. The one with Rifu.
Yeah.
Who else was there? Was Subnet there?
No, it was just...
It was on a Monday.
Marshall
Joe
Visuals,
Marshall was there.
Joe Marshall was there.
Yeah, Joe Marshall was there filming it.
Yeah, it was just me, you and Rue having a chat.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So I'll try and see when I'll put that up. So there's MCs and there's DJs all in Brighton. Who do you think is the next to blow? DJ and MC. Who do you think?
Hands down, it's got to be Minx and Beano.
Yeah.
Like, they're smashing it lately.
They are definitely smashing it. I love
like
the energy.
They are the dynamic duo. Like, when their sets are just energy. Like, it's mad.
Tell me, are they from Brighton?
Yeah, they are, yeah.
And so they play
drum and bass.
You play,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think they do a bit of garage as well. Yeah,
Nice.
like, I'm pretty sure they do. But yeah, they tear it up every time. Like, they open up for Breaking Science most of the time. Like, Minx, she's an
definitely-
MC. She's part of the Volks All Stars.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
man.
and like that's quite an achievement.
Yeah, man.
And at the moment, are they kind of predominantly playing in Brighton, or are they already
they do play around quite a bit. I mean, they've definitely played in London and Bristol, blowing up massively. Like, Beano's sending me she's started like making neurofunk as well, and she's sending me bits, and it's sounding insane.
Sick.
I've heard some of her jump up stuff she's made with Kinetics, and again, it's like, yeah, it's sick. So yeah, the production levels are there. And the main thing is that the hunger's there. They're hungry for it, and they're gonna get what they're hungry for.
Okay, I would say, and I'm down to personal preference and obviously and certain bias as well. I've never heard of those people that you're talking about, and that's because obviously we're into different
Yeah, 100%.
For me, I would only say my good friend, and he was the first guest on my podcast called James Flavel, but he goes by the artist name of Fade. That's Faide. Great producer. He's the kind of person who actually really inspired me to do the podcast. Like I said, he was my first guest, but because he was somebody who was grafting away, making great music, had some good releases on some respected labels on the scene, but still, working hard as a chef and doing a 9 to 5. He has had some good releases last year. He started to play some big gigs or supporting some big artists on the scene in London. I mean, like, he is a very good friend, so again, like, slightly biased. He does a really good night in Brighton called Avoy, which is all versions of You, which I started to co-promote and a resident. But I said he is my friend, but he is a really talented artist.
Do you know what I love that? Like, you keep saying that he's your friend, because like I feel there's nothing more important in the scene than to big up your friends.
Yeah,
and help like them succeed as you are.
But
as
at
well.
the same time, if I'm being honest, if I didn't think he was a great artist, a great producer, I probably wouldn't mention him.
Yeah, no, of course, yeah.
I genuinely
sure.
believe him, and he is fantastic.
Yeah.
His music, so
The thing is, you got to believe in your mates as well, because at the end of the day, you probably will end up doing something with them across the lines at some
100%.
point in the future. And like, talking about friends, my mate Jack Crux, he goes by the name of Crux, and Bobby T.
Yep.
Both of them. I know they're my friends, and I want to be biased and be like, yeah, you're the best. But honestly, I think they're the best because that's the music I like, and they listen to the same music as me. But that reminds me as well. I've got question after question as well for you boys. Are you all from Brighton as well?
Yeah.
You are from Brighton?
I live in Brighton, but I'm from the north of England. Can you tell?
I can tell from so that's why I was going to ask earlier.
I've lived here for a long time, though.
Yeah.
I live in Brighton, but I'm originally from Norfolk, which is just
Norfolk,
like
yeah.
nowhere.
That's all the way over to the east, isn't it?
Yeah. East
I know.
Anglia.
East Anglia.
Yeah.
Norfolk,
So
Broadton,
you're right
yeah,
there. Like that.
Yeah, I know.
Not much of a kind of a dance music scene there.
No, there's absolutely nothing. Unless you love Field, then if
I
you're a
love
Field
Fields.
enthusiast, then Norfolk is for you.
Fields are
But-
great for raves.
For a rave, yeah.
yeah, for the raves.
Good for rave,
yeah,
but there
yeah.
is no raves.
And other things.
Unfortunately, the criminal justice bill put a pay to that in 1994.
I've woken up in a few fields. I can't lie. It's not been very good.
Oh, we've all woke up in the field.
Yeah, no, yeah. Who hasn't woken up in a field? I mean, come on.
Classic.
Yeah. Comment in the comment section if you've woken up in a field.
Yo, hey guys, this is DJ Buddy. We're just gonna introduce a new guest. I want you to basically say your name, if you're a DJ or an MC. This show today is gonna be about mothers. Basically, say like just a relationship that you have with your mum. Please, if you just want to just come this way, I'll just pass the mic. Oh wait, no, actually, give this mic back, and then you can chat to this one here.
Okay. Hello, my name's Cobes. I'm a DJ from South East Sussex, DJ named Cobes. This is my first radio show, so let's have fun.
Nice, welcome, man.
Welcome, bro.
What's the relationship with your mum like?
It's good. It wasn't always good, but it's better now, I'd say.
Yeah.
Good thing about
Straight
it.
in there with the question.
Yeah.
How's your mum?
Literally.
I do
Ease
also
them into
feel
it.
like in this field, family's a big support group. She certainly supported me. Bought me my first deck. I think, just big support from her. Shout out, Mumsy. Yeah, the support really mainly has been from her in the early stages. Obviously, before you grow your fan base and all that stuff, it is your closest friends that really bring you that support and the drive really to proceed and succeed.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And can I ask you a question? Are you from the After Hours?
Yes.
Yes. So we've talked, and so you play very similar music to me often. We've talked because I'm Richard Q. We had a talk from the Avoy night and stuff, and you play quite similar. Because I was trying to explain how would you describe like music like Tal Fussman and that, which I know I've seen you play as well. So would you call it melodic house? So I was trying to explain to these guys. I call it Berlin melodic house.
Yeah, I give that is pretty much it in a nutshell, I think. I think you've pretty banged it on the head there with that description, to be fair.
Nice to finally meet you in person.
Hello.
So, what were you guys talking about earlier? Just before I really interrupted and just introduced
I think it was my locations and stuff. Is everyone from Brighton? I think that was the leading question, yeah.
Where is everyone from?
Where were you from again?
Originally? Well, originally I'm from Norfolk. I have family in Essex. I've been like kind of everywhere in the UK, to be honest, but not Scotland and Wales, just England. I've been about.
So I'm from Bolton, up in the northwest. Lived in Liverpool long time ago in the 90s. That's how old I am. At uni, so a lot of good raving there. Went to Cream and Voodoo and Sankey's in Manchester. Saw so many good acts. Then I lived in Manchester, and then I've been around a bit. Even lived in Japan, in Tokyo for a bit. And then lived in London and then come down here. So
Nice.
yeah.
I'm from Eastbourne, just down the road. Nothing like nice little seaside town.
Big up Eastbourne.
Yeah, little place, Tottenham Mat. Yeah, born in Tottenham actually. Moved down about 12 years ago. I've been living in Eastbourne ever since.
Nice. Yeah, I'm from Brighton. Always been around Brighton. I've been literally everywhere in Brighton, basically, and I'm still moving about to this day. It's just you got to do what's good for you, and Brighton is literally one of them places. It's just full of great people, and I find everyone in Brighton does music or some sort of art. It's just such a great place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just full of artists, to be honest. Just like everyone you meet is just like, oh yeah, I also do music, I also do art and like stuff like that. It's just everyone in Brighton, I swear.
They're all in college and uni, and
man.
do music production and stuff.
That's me, to be fair. I'm at BIM.
Can I ask a question? Talking about Brighton, I mean, what do people think of the Brighton club scene? And I don't know how old you are and how long you've been on it, but I mean, for you, has it changed over time, and how has it changed for the better?
So I'm actually 23, coming up 24 now. I've been raving since I was, I'd say 18, but I was actually 16. But yeah, and this is the thing. When I've started raving, it was all jump up, and I was more into neuro at the time, which is obviously a big the subgenre of drum and bass, which Benji's favourite, obviously.
Yes.
And jump up's always been my sort of thing. But I love all sorts of genres, like from hip hop to house as well. There's certain house I really don't get along with. I find it quite repetitive, but that's the same with any genre. Like I even find some drum and bass repetitive. It just depends on what you're feeling on. And I've always sort of been like around music because my dad was a karaoke DJ. So he's always he's been brought up with great music, obviously from the 80s and that, and just 80s my favourite. I love 80s music, such a good vibe. And to bring back all the samples and stuff nowadays, that's what I kind of want to do. Like everyone gets pissed off with sampled music, and I love it. I think if you can sample a good song and actually get away with it, pull it off. Excuse my French.
It's like kind of how Daft Punk would sample music, and they would just turn like like 20 different samples into like something new and like fresh. But it was funny about the club scene in Brighton. So I've only been in Brighton for like a year or 2 years around there. And when I first got into Brighton, I was expecting like I knew it was big for drum and bass, but I was also expecting like more like techno and just more underground type of vibes. It's gotten better recently, but when I first came, my first impression of the club scene was, oh wow, it just seems like every club I go into plays like this mainstream awfulness.
I totally
chart
agree with you.
music.
Yeah.
It has gotten better. Patterns especially has gotten better. They're bringing in like names of their respective scenes and stuff.
Sota was there not that long ago. Sure.
So it was
That's massive.
Yeah.
And there's been like pop-ups as well around here. I went to one recently, which was the pull-up crewcast pop-up. That was really fun. That was like all garage and then drum and bass at the end. And then there was another venue.
That was manic, wasn't it?
Yeah. Did you go?
Oh God, no. Crewcast isn't my sound, but I work just around the corner from it, and the meetup was at 10 to 5 or something. When they released it,
and then we all got the text at the same time, and I saw everyone look at their phone, look up, someone ran, just into the Seven Sisters.
It was like, what is it? What is that horde of wildebeest like running for like after or something? It was like, like if you fall, you're done.
We got in there though, and it was under Pizza Pilgrims, which was really weird, but it was fun. It's fun night.
Oh, sick, man. Yeah. A couple of my friends went to that, and they said, it was really good. And again, it was absolutely manic. Like I think one of my mates like had a black eye or something because someone accidentally elbowed them in the eye. But it was, it's just crazy. I just don't get how it can be like that. Like I get the love for the scene. I get the love for it, but sometimes it could be a bit much.
Yeah.
Like some people go over the top.
I mean, sorry. For me, I haven't really been on the scene that long. You know, I'm only 19, turning 20 next month. Yeah, quite young. But it all started in Brighton, believe it or not, when I fell in love with it all. I went to K Motion's Live 360 at Concord.
How was that?
Nice.
Insane. For my first rave, I was completely swept off my feet. It's insane.
Oh, nice.
And then
Was that your first rave?
That was my first rave.
Oh, no way.
Literally the week after.
So the label owner that I'm a resident on, Cadence, she opened for K Motions, and and Cara was playing after.
Cara, she had a sick set.
And Cara's set was wicked.
Yeah.
But she said that was sick.
Yeah.
It was sick. Oh wow, I was there, and it was pretty sick.
Swept it off my feet, and then since then it's like volks everywhere. Wherever I can see anything, I'll be there.
Come out on the second.
Yeah. And just, it's like that swept me off my feet. And since then, you have that certain love for it. And once you have that love for it, you just can't get enough of it. It's an addiction.
Man.
It really is an
that's
addiction.
exactly what it is. It is an addiction.
That's how I felt at my first rave. DJ Gov and Mr. Traumatic.
Oh, God.
Traumatic.
Why?
As you can imagine, that's why I love Jump Up now. It blows your mind away. Like when you hear that thing for the first time, you're like, I've never heard anything like this before.
So many scandals.
And that's the thing as well. Like when you're making music, you want to make something different, like something someone has never heard of before. Do you know what I mean? Like The Prodigy is something I've always grown up with because my mum and dad absolutely loved The Prodigy, and there is an example of just a legendary, creation in itself. Like them, it was 4 of them. I'm pretty sure there's 4.
Yeah, there was 4 originally.
There was 4 originally. Yeah. But
then
R.I.P.
Leroy Thornhill left them, and I saw him actually not too long ago.
Yeah.
At Calling the Hardcore.
Oh wow.
Down at Volks, and he's tall.
Yeah.
Real tall, but wicked.
It's great music though. Do you know what I mean? The great music, and I find that not a lot of people still know who The Prodigy are. Like they're still quite clueless. Do you know what I mean? Even though they're so massive, not a lot of people know who they are. If you go, do you know The Prodigy?
They mainly
know
like
the
it's all the
tunes,
mainstream stuff, so like stuff after like Omen and Voodoo People.
But also that's a totally different generation, wasn't it? It was what my kind of generation. Like when I was like in the teenagers, so this is like 90s. So
it definitely is a generational thing.
Yeah. People still talk about them to this day, and it's so legendary. Do you know what I mean? And the amount of different genres that they pulled off as well and sounded great on, it's like they could go to anything, and that's the best thing about music.
A lot of punk sensibilities in there, aren't there? I mean, absolutely.
Especially with the haircut.
Absolutely,
definitely the haircut. Gotta love.
Flint pioneered the weird style, double mohawk, the sick style to be fair.
Especially with the green as well. He rocked that, didn't he? He did rock the green. Come on.
For me, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, like electronic artist who influenced me was Orbital. From similar, time, a little bit before, like early 90s. I remember seeing them do Chime, which is a kind of rave classic, on top of the pops. They must have felt really awkward. They looked really awkward doing that. But, they're from around here. I think the Hartnell brothers are from Brighton. And they're still going. They've kind of retired, and then they keep coming out of kind of retirement again, maybe to kind of top up the bank balance and that. I saw them at the racecourse a few years ago, and I think they're at the moment or soon doing like a tour of the UK, just like doing the classic brown and yellow albums. I think just playing those tracks, but they were a huge influence. I mean, I've seen about 8 times, and they were utterly amazing. Yeah.
Speaking of like legends, just in general, what made you guys want to start like DJing and want to get into I mean, we spoke about it briefly, but DJing just in general, because the first thing that made me want to start DJing was getting into the likes of like Pesce and like can't say his name.
I've put I love LTJ Bookham. Absolutely love. One of my favourite tracks is Flip the Narrative.
You're gonna have to educate me, but I've never heard of these people.
Dude, I'll play Flip the Narrative.
So good.
It's in my liquid mix that I've just released.
Yeah, you have to play that.
Check out my SoundCloud
Some
for
real
my
classic
brand new
stuff.
liquid mix if you like liquid.
Yeah, I still get to hear that.
Of the drum and bass thing, wasn't he?
Yeah, massively.
Back in the day with
Bookham,
Horizon.
Ronnie Size.
Yeah, and again, that was in the 90s, so that was like uni.
I saw them last October. I was running my own event in the Volks, my birthday bash, but I dipped off just to see Ronnie Size and LTJ Bookham at Concord, and it was like I was literally there for about an hour, and then I had to run back to my party. But yeah, no, it was insane. It was just that beautiful raw sound of like that, like just the origin of drum and bass and jungle in general. It's just it was just a beautiful feeling.
Bookham was like more kind of Bookham was a bit more like more soundscapes, wasn't it? Is that almost like ambient kind of drum and bass, and then after that it started to get a little bit harder. You got kind of Fabio and Groove Rider, and then it went into and it got into darker stuff. I don't know if you're familiar with like Ed Rush and that.
Oh my
god,
God, they are
and
my
Adam
idols.
F, which I've got I had all that stuff on vinyl. I was well into that. I'm not really into drum and bass anymore.
I always say like, as we were talking earlier about opinions, like I always say to people, like, well, in my opinion, one of the best albums ever created in like drum and bass history is Wormhole.
Well, I saw those guys quite a lot back in like the late 90s.
They were playing down at Concord on Saturday.
Still going.
Yeah, gutted. I missed them, but I saw them at E1 up in London for drum and bass classics. That was insane. Saw them at Volks, Ed Rush, back-to-back optical, back-to-back audio for 3 hours straight with rhyme time on. It was insane. Like Zebberz knows like me from like rave going out raving, right? And he knows that I'm not one to like have a dance. No. But for that 3 hours, I was like, you could have stopped me from moving, mate. Like it just pure energy. I was in my element.
That's the thing as well with legends as well, like Chasing Status, Pendulum, like so many different ones, drum and bass. But at House as well, you got obviously Fatboy Slim. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people don't really like his music and that style of music, but obviously me, a drum and bass head, I love Fatboy Slim's music.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Because he helped put electronic music like
on
the map.
A new spin on it, a complete
100%.
new take on the whole like house scene. Is like that samples as well. Like you're coming back to the sample thing.
I remember back in 2002 that like I was only a little nipper, but the beach party he had. Yeah. Like it was insane. Like I'd never seen so many people.
I was only two then.
on the beach.
I weren't raving then. I wish I was, but yeah, I weren't raving then.
I was 8 years old, but like I still remember like seeing it in the news and all that, and yeah, it was just insane just seeing all that many people just congregated. Yeah,
I feel like Brighton knows a lot to Fatboy Slim as well, since he is from here, and he kind of made it more.
100%.
He made it an electronic music kind of place as well. I think
100%.
I've never been a big fan of Fatboy Slim when he got a bit more commercial, but I think he was still under the Fatboy Slim moniker. He had this album out, again, I remember this from uni because I bought it on vinyl. It's called Better Living Through Chemistry. And he's got a track called Everyone Needs a 303, and it's like got that classic squelchy 303, and it just builds up. Do you know, are you familiar with that? Another big track at the time, Josh Wink, what's it called now? It's a huge track. It's famous for having a big big build up. He builds up and you think it's just about to drop and then he just carries on building up.
Man.
Anyway, Fatboy Slim's Everyone Needs a 303 is very similar. There's a huge build up. Check it out. I mean, that was great. And then kind of he got a bit more famous and his sound got a little bit more commercial, as often is the way. But yeah, definitely check that out. I'll look it up in a minute. I think he was still Fatboy Slim then.
Fun fact, actually, believe it or not, I actually cut his hair. Not consistently, but there was just this random time I was working in a barber shop in Port Slade, and he actually lives around the corner in Hove.
The Fatboy Slim.
The Fatboy Slim came into my barber shop and asked me for a haircut. I didn't realise it was him at first. I was thinking, am I actually like seeing things? And he was like, no, I am. He was like, I am, and I was like, what the hell? So weird, man. But yeah, the fun fact of the day, I cut Fatboy Slim's hair. How about that?
Guys,
I cut a lot of other people's hair as well. I cut Benji's hair. I haven't cut it for a while. Why would you come to see me?
Yo, guys, we just have to wrap up this session. I just want to say thank you so much for everybody.
Thank you.
It's not the end of the day. We've got Cosmos in the building. We're going to interview them.
Sweet.
Then I want to get you guys going back to back because you guys, like, if you guys would be up for it just to try something different.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
It's like
Send
drum and
it.
bass. Rich, what music do you play?
Kind of more melodic house, but maybe with...
Because you do a bit of garage, you do a bit of garage. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I just
I
wanted
can
to
do
try
drum
something
bass
like
for
random.
sure.
We've got some MCs, we've got some DJs. Let's see
I'll
what will
switch here.
happen.
I'm not sure
we'll
melodic
switch
house
and have fun,
always drum bass, but...
You MC then?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
I can MC
we'll see what will happen.
multi-genre. So like,
We've got Cosmos in the house as well. Yeah, so we're just gonna take a quick break, guys. We're just gonna get Eclipse just to drop a track. Then we got an interview with Cosmos. Eclipse, can you do your thing, please?
Watch.
So this is a dub from Darrison and Benny O. So yeah, this is a dub from Benny O and Darrison. So a little exclusive here for you guys.
sweet.